Hey, my name's Marcus Ansems. I'm a master of wine, and today I'm going to give you my 10 favorite Italian varieties and regions. So the sixth variety I've chosen is Corvina. So Corvina Veronese is the principal variety used in the production of Bardolino and Valpolicella wines. So that includes things like Amarone and Recioto styles. While it's most often blended with closely related Molinara and Rondinella varieties, Corvina is the superior component of the blends. It's when it's made traditionally, so without drying, the wines tend to be light and fruity, and they've got a trademark cherry and almond character. But it's when the grapes are dried that the magic happens. They develop flavors of mocha, dark chocolate, raisins, figs. Amarone is usually dry, rich, complex. It's got significant alcohol and lots of capacity to age. Recioto is the sweet version. Ripasso is a slightly less complex version where regular red wine is allowed to macerate with the dried Amarone skins. Amarone goes brilliantly with hard cheeses like Parmigiano Reggiano. The example that I've got for you today is the 2017 Asinatico. This is an Amarone della Valpolicella Classico. This is the 2017 vintage. Big, rich, delicious. So the first of the white varieties that I've chosen is Cortese. So Cortese is a native variety from the hillsides of Piemonte. It's grown widely in the provinces of Alessandria and Asti. The grape itself is pretty disease resistant. It can yield well. The wines have got moderate acidity, lightly floral character. It's one of the best wines for pairing with seafood. My favorite region would be DOCG Garvey. The wine's nutty, mineral, it's got this honeysuckle lemon character, medium bodied, it's fairly neutral, almondine, crisp. Like many great Italian whites, it shows its greatness through balance, subtlety, and its ability to pair well with food. So the example I've chosen is a Pio Cesare Garvey. This is the 2018 vintage. Give it a go. So the problem I've got with the next three wines is that my favorite three Italian varieties actually all come from the same region. So I need to ask myself, do I just like the region or do I like the varieties themselves? So I guess I find myself doing the same thing with a region, say like Alsace, where I love Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, Riesling, but at least there I've got other reference points. Like I like German Riesling, I like Austrian Riesling, so that actually tells me I must really love the variety itself. The problem with Greco, Bianco, Falangina and Fiano, which are the next three wines on our list, is that they're not grown much outside of southern Italy. There's some promising Fiano being made in Australia, but not much else in terms of the other varieties. So anyway, let's kick on. Greco Bianco. So this is a late ripening variety from Campania and Calabria. The wines are full-bodied, they've got apricots, they're quite herbal, pronounced minerality, they can be highly aromatic, and they've got deep colour. Greco di Tufo is my favourite example. Tufo is actually the name of the volcanic soil around Naples where Mount Vesuvius exploded. It contributes a lot to the characteristics of Campania whites. Greco ages beautifully, it gains complexity after about 7 to 10 years, and it's arguably the greatest of the southern Italian white varieties. Unfortunately, my Italian supplier didn't have any stock of the wine that I was after, but it'll come up on your screen now. It's the 2020 La Maschiare Greco di Tufo DOCG. Hope you enjoy it. So the last of my top 10 Italian varieties is Fiano. So this white grape is a very old variety. It comes from Campania in southern Italy. It's also grown in Sicily. It's kind of moderate ripening. It can be vigorous. The wines are full-bodied, they're strongly flavoured. Sometimes they've got a waxy mineral quality. They're not particularly aromatic. Just think kind of honey and nuts. They've got an unusual capacity to age, and they get really nutty on aging. Best examples come from around Avellino, so the DOCG Fiano d'Avellino makes some of the best examples. There's also some interesting stuff coming out of Australia, particularly in McLaren Vale, so it'll be interesting to see how that evolves over time. The example I have is actually from Salento in Puglia. So this is the Mazzaria Livelli Torremosa 2020 Fiano. So there you go, guys. That's the 10 favourite Italian varieties and regions. I apologise to all those people that are yelling at me saying, you know, where's all those other varieties?
Sagrantino, Cananao, Montepulciano, Primitivo, Prosecco, Moscato, Finaccia di San Gimignano, Verdicchio, Fermentino, Lambrusco, Nero Diavola.
But I had to pick 10, and they're my favourites. Thanks.